Welcome to my channel. Today we are diving into the world of API testing, specifically how you can master it using documentation. Whether you are a developer, a QA engineer, or just curious about APIs, this guide is for you. First, let's quickly understand what an API is. An API stands for Application Program Interface. It allows different software applications to communicate with each other. Why API testing? API testing is crucial because it ensures that the API performs as expected, handle errors gratefully, and responds with the correct data. So, the performance is why API testing is important, even reliability and security. Reading the documentation. So on documentation you have like APIs users, API version 2, API customer, and we have request, the get request, the head. No, sorry for this. We have the get. This not the request. We have the guess, the post, the delete, and the patch. There's also put, so the head is just an error. So when we will be doing the practice, you'll understand more about this get request. Okay. So now setting up our environment. So next, set up our environment. You will need tools like Postman or curl to make API requests, and possibly a testing framework like you can come here too on burpsuite have a lab on exploiting an API endpoint using documentation. Web Security Academy. Yeah, this actually the website. The challenge is to hack this website using API documentation. From here, this challenge is that to solve this lab, you need to know what an API documentation is, how API documentation may be useful to an attacker, how to discover API documentation. So, to solve the lab, find the exposed API documentation and delete Carlos. Carlos is actually a user in this website. It's usually a user in this website. So, we have to access the documentation to delete this user. So you can use a tool like burpsuite. So burpsuite is a tool that I highly recommend because I use burpsuite a lot to capture requests. So you can use it too. Apart from burpsuite, there's also curl. You can use curl, or you can also use the web inspector. So in the web inspector, you can also use it in the developer mode or in the network tab. You copy the path as curl, but for this tutorial we are going to use just burpsuite. So if you have it, it will be nice. So next on, we have making your first request. So making your first request, starting by making a simple GET request to one of the API's endpoint. So let me explain this. So let's start this challenge. We'll know more what to talk about making simple GET request. So from this, we say that we can log in with this credential winner and password Peter. So let's log in. Seems like this. Let me correct that. This seems like. So we are on the login page. We can now log in using the credential given to us. Password Peter. Can now log in. Internet connection is a bit slow. Seems like I made an error. Yeah, we logged in it. So from here, the first thing to do, like I will usually do, I'll first try to capture the request from there to see what information I can get from here. So I'll open the web proxy. Intercept on. Update. Okay. Yeah, this is our request. From what we can see from the request, we have a patch request, like I shown you previously. A patch request with the documentation API user when we can send this to repeater, so that we can try and test some requests. Like I said, you could make your first request, you could get try get the GET request to see what information you can get from that. Yeah, from the GET request, it send back the username and the email. You can try different things, like seeing what is in the APIs, like the if you can find other things, other users. Okay, we made our first get request. Oh, sorry for that. So testing different scenarios. So for this challenge we have to, if you try put, it will not work because we are trying to delete a user. We are trying to delete the user Carlos, and from here we can see that we have access. If like try different things to see what you can do, what you can test, what you can try. You can try everything. So nothing came back. Method not allowed. Yeah, because the put request will create like a new user. So to solve this challenge, we are going to delete Carlos with the delete request. So that's how we end this, because the API is accepting some requests which give us some information which we were not supposed. So it is a vulnerability. If like you do bug bounty and you come across this, it is a vulnerability that can be paid. For the response. Bit slow. Yeah, you see, from the statue we see that user deleted. So we successfully deleted the user Carlos. If you refresh, you see congratulations, you solved the lab. So this is just it, how you can manipulate request to affect the result or the information shown by the API. So main thing, you should try hard, test everything that can be possible so that you can access the information easily. So the common pitfalls and tips. Why API testing? Watch out for common pitfalls like rate limit, authentication issue, and handling different response formats. Like we did, we tried the response, the request that like almost request using the get, the post, the delete, to see what you can do with those requests. Always try all those to see from the response what you can see. Most of the time it will give you some information that can help you to access, to have the system back to the documentation if something does not make sense. So if you do not understand something, you see, from what we have did, it gave us something like, you say, delete API user error malform URL expecting an identifier. You see, it gave us an information that we were not supposed to have. So if you put the user is no more there, I don't think you will show something. Since the user Carlos is already deleted. So always try that. And there you have it, a comprehensive guide to mastering API testing. You see user not found because we just deleted the user Carlos. So you cannot delete a user that doesn't exist. That's just it. It will always give you some information, and those information is always useful. So deleted information can compromise a system. So always take note of that. There's no little information in cybersecurity. Remember, thorough testing lead to robust and reliable application. Do not forget to like, share and subscribe for more tech tutorial. Thanks for watching.